Hey, it's me. Listen, I don't know how it happened, but we've got some pretty big problems right now. Last night when I was locking up the studio, I could have swore that I put up all the scripts we've been working on, all that good content that we were wanting to publish. I could have swore I put it in the lockbox, but apparently I think I must have missed something, because when I came in this morning, papers were all over the floor and there were things missing. So I decided to look up on the security feed, and I'm watching it right now. And you'd never believe it. It looks like Keith Hughes, the guy we've been working with lately. It looks like he's come and he's taken some of our ideas and trying to use them as his own. But anyway, I'm going to head down to the studio right now and get a jump on recording, so hopefully that I can get everything finished and edited so that we can release our video first before he does anything. That way, if he decides to do anything, it'll just look like he copied us. Yeah, but anyway, let me get going so I can get this stuff done, and I'll see you at the studio a little bit later. Alright, see ya.
So this is where it all goes down. That was history. I can feel them on my heels. I hate competition on the YouTubes. They think they got something on Hughes history. They got another thing coming. Because if I could just find their plans for a great idea. Simple mistakes from history that changed everything. Special Order 191. Robert E. Lee. This is good stuff. This is a great idea for a Hughes history video. Yeah.
I can't even believe that Keith would be doing this right now. I've got so much on my plate. I got to try and publish videos we've already been working on. Got to apparently protect my videos now from other YouTubers trying to steal my content. Okay, where do I start? I guess lights, camera, action. Okay. Alright, there we got that. Okay. Come on. There we go. Alright. Oh, gotta record. Okay, alright, recording. Alright, everything's good, everything's fine. You can do this. We're gonna beat Keith. Alright, get into character. Hey there everyone, and welcome to That Was History. I'm in just a little bit of a hurry today, so we're going to make this quick, fast, and easy for you. Throughout history, there have been many events that changed the future of our world. While typically big in nature, some of these events were complete accidents or so minuscule that you would never have guessed that they would change everything. Out of respect for some of these small actions, I bring you today 3 simple mistakes from history that changed everything. The first event on our list occurred on June 28th of 1914. On this day, an assassination attempt was made on Archduke Franz Ferdinand during his visit to Sarajevo. A grenade was thrown towards a vehicle he was riding in, but ended up hitting another car. The grenade exploded, injuring the passengers of the other car, but the Archduke remained unscathed. Due to this, the attempt was called off and the assassins fled. Later that day, the Archduke decided to visit the injured victims of the assassination attempt at the hospital. On the way there, Ferdinand's driver took a wrong turn and stopped the car to put it into reverse. Gavrilo Princip, a member of the group that tried to kill the Archduke, recognized Ferdinand and took advantage of this not-so-happy coincidence. Princip pulled out a gun and killed Ferdinand and his wife while they were still in their car. This assassination would be a huge factor in the start of World War I. I wonder what might have been different had the driver of the Archduke's vehicle never made that critical mistake. Next up for our list happened in 1956 when Nikita Khrushchev, the first secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union at the time, declared, "We will bury you," while addressing Western ambassadors in Moscow. This horrified the West, and diplomatic relations crashed between NATO and Warsaw Pact nations. Not understanding Russian customs and language, Americans assumed the worst. This is, in fact, a common Russian idiom more closely aligned with, "I feel bad for you and how wrong you are, but it's your funeral, do as you'd like." This misunderstanding caused the Cold War problems of the time period to escalate to new heights, and tensions increased greatly. The aggressive attitudes between the Soviet Union and the United States afterward would ultimately result in the Cuban Missile Crisis. Why can't we all just get along? Our last story for today will be presented by a special friend of ours. You all know him as Keith Hughes from the Hughes History channel. Keith, take it away.
So guys, in September of 1862, early on in the war, General Robert E. Lee has a chance for victory. He's in Fredericks, Maryland with nearly 50,000 troops, and he's making his plan to divide his troops and then to attack General George McClellan in open field. And if he is successful in this endeavor, not only is he going to get Europe to back the South, but he's probably going to be able to invade Washington, D.C., which was a mere 40 miles south of his positioning. So this is a huge deal. His mistake mistake, he wrote his ideas down. Never write them down, guys. So Special Order 191 was dictated to a guy by the name of R.H. Chilton. And R.H. Chilton then sent copies of the letter to the major generals like Stonewall Jackson and D.H. Hill. The problem was when the message got to Stonewall Jackson, he then had it dictated and sent another copy to D.H. Hill, General D.H. Hill. So nobody really knows what happened. Either the courier dropped the letter or somebody left it behind, but nevertheless, near Fredericks, Maryland, wrapped in 3 cigars, is Special Orders 191, dictating the plans that Robert E. Lee has for defeating George McClellan. And lo and behold, Corporal Barton Mitchell at the 27th Indiana finds it. And this is, I believe, like the 13th of September. In the morning he finds it. By afternoon, it's in the hands of General George McClellan, who was touring Fredericks, Maryland, where the Union troops are now positioned. It's believed that a sympathizer with the South kind of judged the reaction from George McClellan and told Robert E. Lee, or got the message to Robert E. Lee, that they were onto their plans, but it was too late. Now, part of the plan was the South was going to defeat Harper's Ferry, take Harper's Ferry, and then they were going to meet up, Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee, for this kind of sneak attack on George McClellan. And they did take Harper's Ferry, but it took a couple extra days. And in that time, George McClellan moves in on General Robert E. Lee. He probably moved too slowly. It took him 3 or 4 days in order to get the battle started, and now I'm talking about the Battle of Antietam. And here, with the Union outnumbering the South by nearly 30,000, we have the bloodiest battle of the Civil War with nearly 22,000 casualties. And General George McClellan isn't necessarily known for going for the jugular, and he lets the South get out of it and kind of retreat back into the South, and we're kind of back at a draw in the Civil War. We're going to last for another, what, 2 or 3 years. But there it was, man. If Robert E. Lee didn't have those instructions written down, if that envelope, Special Order 191, was never found, very well Robert E. Lee probably would have won the Civil War, and big consequence for the world, forget America. So there you go, guys. Join us next time when I cook up another special idea all on my own. For now, remember, where attention goes, energy flows. Now go hit the books and watch some YouTube educational videos.
Well, that's our time for today, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed these interesting facts from history, and if you did, be sure to give us a thumbs up, and better yet, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video. Be sure to head over to Keith's channel as well and thank him for graciously being a part of our video. You can also subscribe to him as well if you'd like. Again, thanks for watching, and be sure to stop back by soon for more great historical content.